around the world. It's the show that puts Ock into rock. Oh yeah, it's Musical People Journeys, new album Rock Time. Wow, I'm just thinking something new, something different to say. Welcome to Simon, welcome to Chris, welcome to Trish. We are reviewing the latest rock albums. Today we are reviewing Zetra and their aptly named album Zetra. I like it. The name rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? If you want to know more about them, read the biography on the page, and you will learn all about them. Because in the meantime, we're going to get right into it, and we're going to find out if it's any good. Because we're going to rate it out about how much we liked it, basically. So let's start with Chris, shall we? Zetra, great name. Was it a great album?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's an interesting album. I'll put it that way. It's not the type of music that I would usually go for. There's some great starts to several of the tracks, and at times it could almost carry you away on a nice cloud of synth-laden musicality. And then I wake up and remember that there's too much of that going on, and I'd rather listen to something else. If you like this sort of music, and if you like synth rock, as I know some people do, fair play to you. But for me, I had to listen to this in like 2 or 3 spurts because it just I just got on edge with it, if you see what I mean. And it's not really my cup of tea. But it's still a good album, just not for me.
What you say, this type of music, in your opinion, what sort of music was it?
It's very much synth rock. There's a lot of sort of electronica to it, and it's all there. It's almost falsetto sort of tones to the lyrics, and it's quite high pitched, and it's kind of a bit floaty and light. And I like a bit more of a bass line and some guitars and some drums and a bit of in your face shoutiness, which this doesn't have, without going full screamo, of course. And so it was an odd one for me. I kind of liked it in short bursts, but not for the full album.
So light and floaty, just like our lovely Trish. Trish, give us some light and float us upon your whimsical lyricism of this album. What do you think?
Okay, so I've not heard of them before, so no idea what to expect. But I was pleasantly surprised with this synth pop rock opening track, Suffer Eternally. The album, as it progresses, does have some goth metal heaviness, which works well within the synth music and hazy vocals. I really enjoyed the track Sacrifice. Good, easy listening album without being too overpowering. Nice job. This was an easy album to review without having to dissect it completely.
Yeah. It's one of those albums, isn't it, that it starts off and you think, oh yeah, I might like this. Oh yeah. And then you go, ah. And then you go, ah. And it goes away, it goes into some sort of proggy rock scenario, and it goes like, and then the next track kicks in, you go, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'm back.
Do this again, Alan.
And then off it goes again, and you go, oh. So I know what you might have exactly the same, Chris. At some point where you go, I quite like this, and then a minute later you go, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. So yeah, so it was definitely a lot of maybe and then maybe not in this album really, and I agree, it wasn't a terrible album. I think you just got to you got to zone out with it because it goes from the synth rock to prog rock. And then back again, and lots of maybe not. Okay, will it get into a Hall of Fame? Maybe not. Let's find out. Actually, no.
All right.
What are we doing? What are we doing? I've forgotten the dulcet tones of young Simon. Am I mad? Am I mad? Based on his reviews on his month, I don't really want to know what he says anyway. But who knows? Let's go crazy. He's defied all my expectations this month. He's probably going to love this album. Simon.
All right. No, I completely sort of agree with what everyone's been saying. This is a difficult album to review just because it was so sort of monotonous and samey that it just sort of drifted through me. I mean, what they do is played well, and there's a hint of a unique sort of sound profile in there, but the tracks have this sort of gloom to them, but they don't lean hard enough into or out of it. So they don't pull like a Ghost and go full into the cool stuff, or lean into like the more prog rocky side, like Dream Theater or something. Like they're just very middle of the road, and yeah, I'm not against listening to them, but they're just like, as people have said, they're just very sort of like, just sort of there. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. So let's find out. Will it get to a Hall of Fame? Where will it end up in our 16 albums that we reviewed so far this month? Chris?
I gave it a 3.
Do you know what, Chris? I'm going to match that 3 with my very own 3 as well. Trish?
I give it a 3.5.
Ooh, okay. Simon?
Middle of the road 2.5.
So surprisingly, we'll give this a 2, and I'm quite surprised he gave it a 2 actually, because normally we'll would not really kind of dig all this stuff. But there we go. What's upsetting about that, Simon, is that you give this more than Nightwish. It's upsetting. I mean,
and deservedly so.
Okay, Zetra fans out there, what do you think? Or do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Please leave a comment below. In the meantime, like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you much to my panel, to Simon, to Trish, and to Chris. Goodbye for now, everybody.
Oh.